Phantasm 2 time. Now, Phantasm 2, this is a first watch, just like the first Phantasm. I'm watching these all five of these films for the first time. And the first Phantasm I really thought was a very cool, visually cool movie. I thought it was perfectly fine. I didn't think it was like something that I loved like crazy, but I thought that it was really creative and really interesting and really fun. And Phantasm 2, watching this one, I think that this honestly holds up as a, and I don't mean held up as in like I've seen it before, because I haven't, but it holds up as a sequel close to the first one, or equal to the first for me. Like, watching this second film, like, I thought that this was really close to the first one. It feels and looks just like the first one. The way that it's shot, the way that it's acted, like, it feels like it's like the first movie, and it feels like a great double feature, like, twin movie. Like, they connect really close in a way and look so close to each other that they feel like you could watch them literally back to back. And I thought that was a very cool positive for this movie. And I thought that this movie is really just, I feel like, just as good as the first one in my opinion. Like, I thought it was really entertaining. I like that it starts out with the ending of the last movie, so it fills us in on what happened, like, after Mike gets pulled into the mirror, or into that spot where the mirror was. And then I like the fact that him and Reggie just go, like, Reggie just goes up and literally blows up the house with the tall man in it, but the tall man isn't dead. He's still alive. Him and all his little, I forgot what they're called, but those little minions that he's got. But I like that they blew up the house at the beginning. I thought that was fun, and I like how they just go, they promised at the end of the first movie, like Reggie said, we're gonna go on a road trip, we're just gonna go get away from it all. And I like the fact that this movie is them just trying to find a way to stop this tall man, even though by the end of the movie they don't. I like that they tried, like, they did try the most that they could, but he's a supernatural entity, so he still made it through this movie. And I know he's in 3 other movies, because I've seen him on the posters for the other 3 that come after this, so, but I liked how this was kind of a fun road movie, where, like, these characters just went along, and while they're doing this, there's a girl named Liz who is a psychic who imagines Mike in her dreams, and she imagines him and starts to fall in love with him, even though she's never met him, and they eventually meet up. And I like that story. I thought that was cool, showing that and having them connect in a way even though they never met, and whenever they meet, it's like they like snap, they immediately like know who they are, and they know everything about each other because they've had these connective things with him, even though they haven't been actually physically around each other. And I thought that was cool, and I thought that that girl was a cool addition to the films, or to the second film. I thought she was a cool addition, because I liked how, like, it was just Reggie and Mike for the most part until she comes up, and whenever Alchemy comes up too, the other girl. But I just thought that was fun, and I thought that was entertaining. And I thought that it's really hard to talk about this one, because it's, like I said, it's not much different than the first one, but it's still really just as entertaining as the first one to me. Like, it's still pretty good. Like, it's still one that I thought, like the first one, is really creative, really interesting. It's shot the same, looks the same, so it feels like they could be played back to back. And I did like how in the end with the tall man, where, like, they encounter the same area, they go in and, like, they almost get sucked in that other dimension. But I like the fact that they throw the whatever the ball is called, they throw it at him, and they actually think they kill him. But I like the fact that that he gets hit with the ball, and, like, he starts spurting out, like, yellow, like, blood, or like, since he's not human. I thought that was a really funny touch. And I thought that just having it look like you really got him, but they didn't, of course, get him, because at the end it has the same exact thing as the first one, where he pulls both of them out, out of the car. So it ends the same way, but so it's hard to talk about because it's not really that much different than the first one, but it was still really, really I thought it was just as good as the first one, just as entertaining. Like I said, it's shot beautifully like the first one. It's beautifully done with the effects. The characters are are fun and interesting. They're not like amazing, but they're fun. They're not too bad. There's some funny moments with them. There's some fun moments. I feel like they go a long way from the beginning of this movie to the end of this movie, even though it ends the same way. I'm curious to see what will happen next in the third one, because I don't know if... I guess Mike will come back. Mike and Reggie and Liz. I guess. I know the tall man comes back because he's on all posters for all the other movies, but I'm curious to if they'll come back. So, this one was a weird one to talk about because like I said, it's so much like the first one, but it's still really great. It really works as a sequel to me. I thought it was a really fun, solid sequel. So overall, this one was pretty fine, and I'm curious to see what the franchise has in store for me next.